everyone, hope you're all doing well, welcome back. I have a haul for you today and it's going to be a drugstore haul, my favourite kind of thing. Apologies if I'm looking slightly flushed and flustered and I'm generally out of breath right now. If you knew the drama that I had been through to get this video filmed, you would understand. So sorry that my face is a complete shiny mess. I should probably powder it, but I just haven't got time for that. So I told you about this haul in my last vlog. I said that I'd been to Boots and Superdrug and picked up a few new autumny things. And I have to say, I've been back quite a few times to both stores and there weren't that many new releases. Not anything that kind of screamed autumn to me. I'm not sure if I may be a little bit early, although we are already in autumn, or if there just aren't that many things coming out this year, which is a shame because I love autumn releases. I love autumn makeup in general. So I was just a tiny bit disappointed that there weren't a lot of new releases, but maybe they're just saving them for later on in the month. But I did pick up a few bits, kind of a handful of things that I really like. And I think I'm going to start with lipstick because I always save lipstick to the end of these videos, but actually it's my favourite thing and I bought a lot of lipstick. I think I should just get this out of the way because I'm slightly ashamed of myself for buying this. Yes, again, this is Rimmel's 107. This is such a classic autumnal lipstick shade. I think this is probably my third tube of this ever. I seem to buy it every single year and I tell myself that I won't, but honestly it's just one of the nicest autumny berry lipstick colours. It's a perfect burgundy, really flattering, I think on most skin tones. It's just got the right undertone. It's not too purpley, it's not too red, it's just really nicely in the middle. And these formula of lipsticks from Rimmel, these are the Kate matte lipsticks, are actually some of my favourites from the whole drugstore. I really like these. They are very matte and very pigmented, so they can feel a little bit chalky and cakey if you're reapplying this a lot or if you're wearing it quite a long while throughout the day, but I just think this colour is stunning. It's one of my favourites, so I had to pick another one of those up. I also saw this, which the packaging just intrigued me the most. This is another Kate for Rimmel lipstick and it comes in rose gold packaging. So this is called Retro Red, it's number 53, and honestly when you hold the two up together it could be the exact same shade. I think they're just so similar. The only difference is that this one isn't matte. So I actually bought this one first and then I tried it out and realised that it has a slight glossy finish to it. It's not an extremely glossy lipstick, but it's definitely not as matte as the original 107, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. Burgundy lips for me just seem a little bit overwhelming if they are glossy, so I do like to keep them nice and matte. I think if you blot this down enough you can get that sort of matte finish with it, but I always think that kind of defeats the object of just having a grab and go lipstick. I like my lipsticks to look exactly how I want them as soon as I apply them. So those two are beautiful colours. I'm just not 100% on the formula of this one. So I also saw that Tanya Burr Cosmetics has some new products out and I got a few things from the range. These I just ran for because they are so beautiful. They are gold lipsticks and I think there are about 5 or 6 shades of these. I ended up going for 3 and honestly these are the 3 most basic colours for me. They're the only 3 colours of lipstick that I really wear. Stick to what you know, why not? So the first one I'm actually wearing on my lips now. This is called Pink Cocoa and it is a very brown tone pink, probably a bit browner than I'm usually used to going for, but I really like it. It definitely has a pink undertone which I think makes it wearable, but it's a really nice shade and one that I think is very comfortable to wear as well. I have had this on my lips now for a good 2 or 3, maybe even 4 hours because I've been trying to get this video filmed, and honestly it feels so nice still. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. The colour hasn't worn off. I have to say these are very pigmented, to the point where when I put one on I kind of smudged it everywhere because I wasn't expecting it to have so much colour. So I quite like this one. It's a very glossy finish I have to say, and with nude lipsticks at the moment I've kind of been preferring that, so I really like this. I think I'm going to keep this in my handbag. And then I also got Big Kiss. This is another kind of deep red burgundy sort of shade. I haven't tried this one yet, so I'm not sure if the formulas are maybe different, although swatching on my hand it does look a tiny bit glossy. It's a really lovely rich deep shade of red, and one that is a very true kind of burgundy red. It's not too purple. And then the one that I think has to be my favourite just looking at it in the bullet is this one here, which is called Wild Safari. This is such an interesting looking orangey tone red. I love an orange tone red. I think this is stunning. It's so pretty, and it is a super kind of true orange red, so I'm really looking forward to wearing this one as well. Let's talk about the Tanya Burr Cosmetics eyeshadow palette that I also picked up. Now I saw this on Tanya's Instagram and I think she was wearing it on her eyes and it just looked insane. It looked so stunning and I made a mental note to pick it up because I just knew I needed those colours. What is this called? It's the Midnight Smoulder eye palette and it's actually a blue kind of based blue toned eyeshadow palette, which isn't something that I would ever have gone for. But seeing it in that picture, I just knew I had to have it. So this has 4 shades in it. The first one is called Stargazing, which is just kind of your very standard, slightly shimmery, pale beigey colour, which I think is always good to have. It's good for blending and setting out a base. And then there's Endless Sky, which is a very light blue. And then this one here, which is called Midnight Navy, which I think is probably the colour that drew me to this the most. I just love the look of this. They're all slightly shimmery, except for the black here at the end, which is called Into the Night. I just think this screams kind of New Year's Eve to me, so I feel like this is going to be the perfect New Year's Eve palette, or if I'm going to some kind of winter Christmas party. I just love it so much, and I've had a few of these palettes in the past, and the eyeshadows really are quite nice. They're very buttery and creamy, and they're very pigmented as well, especially for a more affordable eyeshadow palette. I think these really stand up, and they are really nice formulas, so I had to get one of these. I think there is a second palette that she's released, which is possibly slightly more wearable than this one, but I had to go for the smoky one because I'm obsessed with the thought of blue eyeshadow at the moment for some reason. I did also pick up a second eyeshadow palette, and I have to say I'm not super in love with this one. I had such high hopes for it. It's from Max Factor and it's a really beautiful looking palette. It's the Masterpiece Nude palette in the shade Golden Nudes, and I feel like my only problem with this is that the colours aren't flattering on my skin tone. They're actually really lovely eyeshadows, and I've always found that with Max Factor. Just their eye products in general always seem to be really great quality. There were 3 of these palettes and it was between 2. I was looking at them for ages and ages, and I know I should have gone for the more cool tone one, but I decided to get this purely for the golds and the copper. I just thought they were stunning, but gold on me just doesn't always work. I feel like my skin is a bit too pale and a tiny little bit too pinky toned to really be able to pull off quite yellowy gold. So that is my one complaint with this. It just doesn't really suit me. The darker shades though I do really like, so the black and then this kind of warm copper and these sparkly browns, and they are all, I think even the black, they are all slightly shimmery and slightly sparky, so I think it's a really nice palette for kind of autumn and winter. So if you can pull off these kind of shades, these kind of very yellowy based golds, I think this would be perfect for you, but I kind of want to go back and get the other palette because it was just stunning. It was a little bit more taupey, had some kind of purpley browns in there, and I think the final shade was a dark brown instead of a black, so maybe I'll go and swap it or just get that one as well. But in terms of the eyeshadows, I think these are really nice. There's a man cleaning my window who has now seen me recording myself and sitting on my bed. That's embarrassing. Hi. I told you, every single thing is going wrong today. I just had to go and pay the window cleaner downstairs. But we're back. Okay, what was I talking about? So a couple of things that I actually repurchased. I got 2 of the L'Oreal Telescopic mascaras. I got one in the Carbon Black and one in the original formula. You guys know how obsessed I was with this mascara a few months back, and then I ran out and I didn't repurchase it because I always have so many mascaras to go through, and I think it's a bit of a waste to buy one when I have so many other tubes that need using up. But I saw these and there was an offer, I think it was 3 for 2 on L'Oreal, so I picked a couple up along with one more thing that I'll show you in a second. I used this today and I just remembered how good it is. I love this mascara and I'm always so shocked and so surprised at what it does because, as you probably know, it has the thinnest wand I think I've ever seen on a mascara. Do you mind just itching yourself while I'm trying to speak? I'll let you finish. It's so small and there's barely any bristles on it, but for some reason it just works magic. It's so separating, really volumizing as well, but also incredibly lengthening. And I think when you have all 3 of those things combined, it just makes for the best mascara. And then the Carbon Black one, I can never decide which one I like. I kind of go through phases of using this one and then this one. This is a very intense black mascara. I think it's also a tiny bit wetter than this one as well. I'm not sure if that's just it being so black that it looks a bit wetter, or if the formula is just like that, but if you want a seriously intense eye, I definitely like going for this. Also, when I'm not wearing any other eye makeup, I think it's nice to go for an extra black mascara because it just kind of compensates for that and really makes your lashes stand out. So I got another 2 of these just so that I have them on hand and that I have backups, because They are just probably one of my all-time favourite mascaras. So the other thing that I got from L'Oreal, I was so surprised when I swatched this because it was not what I was expecting. This is the L'Or highlighter, and it just basically looks like a gold powder highlighter until you stick your finger in it, and oh my gosh, it's cream. I really wasn't expecting this, and in fact when I swatched it in the store, I think I pushed my finger in a little bit too far and made a massive dent in it, but I just don't think I've seen a product like this, especially not at the drugstore. And I have this on today, and I can see it in my viewfinder how kind of golden and highlighty this is, and I love that so much. Do you like it too? Okay, don't eat it though, thanks. It's such a blendable cream as well. It's almost like a cream to powder, so I've been putting this on my fingers and tapping it in and just kind of blending out the edges with a little brush. And I just love it. I'm so surprised that I love it because I'm not usually into super intense gold colours, especially on my face, but I have this on my cheekbones, down my nose, I have it on my cupid's bow, and I've even put a little bit in the inner corners of my eye. I really wish there were a few more colours in this, or even a few more formulas. If they had a blusher that felt like this, or a bronzer, I think that would be amazing. So hopefully, fingers crossed, they'll bring out some more things in this kind of formula. But it is part of their gold collection, so they have this whole gold thing going on right now. There's some lipsticks with gold in them, and Moon now has lipstick on her face. And there's also a few more things that have kind of gold shimmer and gold sparkle, so I kind of get the whole gold thing. They're going for gold for autumn, which I do really like. I feel like this is a very autumnal kind of shade, so I think this might be one of my favourite things that I picked up in this whole haul. You can't lick lipstick off of my hand and expect not to get it all over you. Okay, I'm going to take these off my hand before she eats any more of it. And I can actually use a product that I also bought. This is a skincare one. It's a micellar water, so I feel like I can kind of sneak it into a makeup haul. This is another one from L'Oreal. It's their new micellar water. I hadn't seen this before, so I thought I'd give it a go. I'm not a massive believer in drugstore skincare and affordable skincare products. I really like to invest when it comes to skincare, but micellar waters, I think you can kind of get away with. They're basically just taking your makeup off. So let's see how this fares on my hand. It's not taking them off completely. You can still kind of see the colour there stained into my hand, but they might be really long wearing stainy lipsticks. I think when it comes to micellar waters, it's very hard to see a difference in all of them. There are a few favourites that I have that I love and I would repurchase again and again, but most of the time, especially when you come down to a drugstore level with the more affordable ones, they do tend to have very similar formulas, very similar ingredients, so they all tend to kind of be similar in the way that they work. So I'm going to give this one a bit more of a go. I know you guys always ask me for affordable skincare recommendations, so if I do like this, I will let you know. I know, I'm nearly done. I'm so sorry, this video is a shambles. So last thing I have to show you are some nail varnishes that I picked up. I always seem to go to Essie in the autumn. They just do some really beautiful autumn shades. I'm pretty sure these are part of their permanent collection, but they're ones that I hadn't had before. So I got In Stitches, which is definitely an autumn shade. So this is what I'm wearing on my nails today, and I really love it. I think this is such a pretty shade of pink, and not one that I've ever really seen before, especially not in nail varnish form. So I really like it, and I'm actually really enjoying having it on my nails right now. I think it's kind of a nice transitional shade between summer and autumn, and especially for me, I'm not massively into the autumn burgundy shades this year. Other than my good old Rimmel 107, I've kind of been going for pastels. I feel like nice kind of cold tone pastels are what I prefer to wear at the moment. Pastels for autumn. Groundbreaking. But I think this is a really nice shade to kind of wear alongside pastels and more muted colours, but still have a little tiny touch of autumn, so I like this a lot. And then the second one that I got is Eternal Optimist, which is kind of in the same vein. They look really nice together, I think. I'm not sure how I would pair them together on my nails, but I think they are kind of similar pinks. This one is just a lot lighter, and it's this blush kind of coloured pink that I've been so into at the moment. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you will have seen there's just a kind of pink eruption all over my feed because I've just been really into pink at the moment. I'm not sure where it's come from. I'm definitely not a really girly girl, but I think this shade of blush is just so pretty. So I've been loving this at the moment, and I'm really looking forward to wearing this. I think I'm going to take this one off when it starts to chip and put this one on straight after, although this is my third day I think of wearing this and it hasn't come off, so I'm impressed with that. So those are all the bits that I picked up at the drugstore recently. Let's put an end to this shambolic video. I hope all those distractions weren't too much for you, but yeah, I think I found some really nice things and some things that I'm going to be wearing quite a lot. I'm going to have an autumn everyday makeup coming up soon, so keep an eye out because I feel like a few of these things might be featured in that. I'm looking at this because I just love it and I want to put it on my face every day. So that is it from me and Moon, who is now covered in lipstick. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you all soon. Bye!